Alrighty, welcome back to VARcheck. I'm your host, Taps.
That's Noah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we had the last, I would say, like
It's
online.
been a minute since we cooked up in Zoom.
Yeah. It's been so we're gonna get back on this. So this is the introduction to the CPL show. Once again, the season just started. It's about 2 games in. Some teams have played their Can Champ Voyager Cup games, and the log is looking. It's looking a little. Some teams are where they're supposed to be. Some teams are nowhere near. Obviously, it's early. Like there've been some changes in off season. What's happening. Some of the teams have a brand new roster. Some of the teams are missing players. So you give them about like a few games in, and then you see where it is. But everybody wants to go 6 out of 6. Everybody wants to 6 out of 6. Perfect start. You set it up
Exactly.
easy. Like for example, like Atletico too. Like we started poorly and then we picked up form, and then like towards the end like it just kind of like collapsed again. And if we had just picked up, I would say, a little more points, like more wins, like especially that Pacific game, which we won't talk
Yeah.
about. Just pick up a couple more points there, here and there, like then like that collapse wouldn't really matter, but we move on to a new season. So far Atletico started well, but let's just go to start. Who are your surprises? Who's your first surprise of the season?
Bro, I'm not even like super surprised by anything.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, I'm surprised with how bad we played against Cavalry in match day
Yeah.
2. Bro, we
Yeah.
played so bad.
Yeah.
Like that was like flashbacks to last year. Like,
Yeah. No, so this is the thing. So okay, so your biggest one is how Atletico's play is. That was going to be down the line because that's something I also had here. But once again, it's like we scored and then we go back into a shell, and we went to like to a back five, because I know Mateo, he picked up a knock, so we had to do the change of tie to come inside, and then we had to switch it up. But like we did take out, I think, was it Zapater for Tiso, and we just switched up something. And I just don't understand with the players that we have kind of got, like how we're not able to control the games. It's still kind of
yeah,
we're played like you guys keep attacking, but we have Antonoro and we have Dos Santos on the bench. Those are like our pacey wingers, and Chris, who's supposed to be the another pacey outlet, he's playing right back. So it was like, yeah, once again, it was a flashback of last season, and it's like we did escape with a point. That game we escaped with a point, but I just need to see more.
like yes, it was a 90th minute own goal equalizer, but we were lucky to come away with a point. Like,
Yeah. Um, and I would say, okay, so we'll go down. We'll talk about Atletico a little more in depth later. So my first, I would say, kind of like surprise is just kind of be like Halifax, because they kind of look disjointed. I know, like especially in the middle with like losing Omar, um they but I just thought they would. I just for some reason thought they would just they'll just be playing much better. They do have periods of play where they passed it well, and it looks like the Halifax of last season. Daniel's coming deep, getting the ball, pushing it forward, and everything else. Perrin has come off the bench here and there. I like in the first game. Once again, it's early in the season, but it's just like now against the game against Atletico, that's kind of like you have to pick up points on that one. And so I'm just kind of surprised on how they just didn't jump off the gate, because I would just say I would say them, Halifax, Forge, and I would say to an extent Pacific, they are one of those teams I just kind of um I put the label continuality. Ish, Jesus, continuous. What want to do continuous? Like no matter like how many players they lose, they get the certain type of players, and they manage to keep kind of a core team and set where they kind of can play the same sort of football. Like they have slowly every single season been getting there. They made the playoffs. Unfortunately, what happened, and I just thought, okay, once again they'll just kind of be that surprise package and might even push on towards more of the top, you know. But just they're kind of looking disjointed. That's just kind of a surprise, you know. Um, I'm gonna go for. what I'll just say is like a W. What I'll just say is like kind of the norm. Forge, I won't like losing Henry. I kind of thought maybe their back would kind of take a hit, and they also lost the other defender. He went to the Mexican side. Um,
Yeah.
and also I think Samuel is injured. He didn't play one game, but they've looked solid at the back. The attack is
Yeah,
something different.
they've done surprisingly well considering like the changes they've had to deal with.
Yeah, and it's all once again keeping the core.
Yeah.
Becca, Borges,
Man,
Sonia on
Borges
the
has looked
right.
good this year, man.
Oh my goodness, he has looked crazy. He's picking up. He's all over the place. He's right, left, like he's playing on the right, and he's just like kind of drifting in. And then
Yeah.
and even Campbell hasn't really been fight. He's been in and around, but it's kind of been like the wingers show. Bali Banga's been, bro. That guy is sauce. That guy is, bro. That guy is crazy. And once Campbell starts firing, it's gonna be crazy. And even like they're one of the, I think their attacking signings. I think it's a Ghanaian winger, Nana Apoma. He hasn't even like really even he hasn't even played. So if once he comes back into the fold, attacking wise, no problem. Midfield is pretty much the same, and defense. It's another Forge season. People just need to find the other teams just need to find a way to break them down. It's a common W. Who so far impressed you?
We spoke about it already, but Borges, he's looked unreal. I think it's what, 4 goal contributions in the first 2 games.
And he just looks like he has
Well,
more energy. Looks
yeah,
like he has more energy. Like he had a good rest, and now it's summer. He's trying to kick off. He's in and around, and it's like Becker's kind of like playing more deep, coming to get in the ball, doing what he needs to do to kind of conduct it, and he's gonna grow in the season, and he's just
yeah,
taking off. And it is gonna be like looks like it's gonna be like records might be broken this year when it comes to like goal
yeah,
contributions and just people like already people are having 100 appearances. The league is growing. It's like Atletico, we even had our 100 game. That's here to the 100 plus more. But the league, even the first few games have kind of lived up with attacking wise. Vancouver is also a team that's kind of they've
looked
really
scary. They
they
looked
they've
scary.
really we said it. Our man Moses Dyer, like you even put him in your 11. You put him in your strongest 11. You said it. Um, he looks him and Diaz that combo that it's like they just feed off each other. Like
Yeah,
I see Diaz come in, Dyer run to the right, and Bitar once again. He looks like he's gonna have a yeah. I won't say breakout season because now like even from his first season, you could just tell that this guy is a special player. So this is gonna be I think his best season. And they even got Norman at the back, so Cameron has had to I think even come off the bench. But now even the defense, I know they had Irvin and they have what's his name Romero at the back, getting Norman back there, getting Chung Fit, G they got from York. That's a good back line.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Fry in the middle. I think they got him from Vancouver. He just oozes. He just up and down, up and down. Like he gets the ball, has an eye for the pass. Like the team is set up brilliantly. The first 2 games, I know they lost against Calvary in the cup, but the first 2 games they've 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 really stepped it up and they look like a force to be reckoned. They look like that fun team that hey, they're gonna score this amount of goals, but they're gonna concede this amount of goals. But it
yeah.
looks like they also have a discipline in the shape. It just looks like a complete like 180, you know. So it's gonna be a good season. Calgary,
Yeah,
like
man, it
once again,
should.
they
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Like I was gonna say, it should be an exciting year for every team. Like, I don't think there's gonna be any like one bad team. Like, obviously, there's like teams are gonna underperform and teams are gonna overachieve, but I think it's gonna be like pretty consistently like good games across the board.
yeah, I mean even Calgary too as well. Calgary too. They're I would say they're at the bottom right now. They're towards the bottom. They've not had a good start. I mean, they lost their just before the season. They lost their top scorer of last season too as well. Um, and they just got Shaw. That's my guy. That's my striker. Shout out Malcolm Shaw. They just got him too. Worcester as and Worcester too as well. So once again, once they gel and they they have Hamago behind, they have Wusi, they have basically the same basically attack. Akio is going to have his first full season with them. So right now, the attack wise, it's just like they just have to get the rub of the luck. Like just
Yeah,
hasn't really
exactly.
worked out. Um, even like we said, the last game against Atletico, like they played towards the end after they conceded, then they started to say, "Let's play football," and that's what like okay, that's the Calgary we know of old. So once they figure it out, it's good. Val, on the other hand, I don't know, man. Williams is not back. I don't know, like maybe he picked up or not. I don't know what's happening with that, but I don't know, man. It's a new team, a whole new team. That's a whole new team. They
I
have
was
their
shocked when
captain.
I was shocked when I looked at the table and saw they were 1 goals for, 6 goals against through two
No,
games.
no, I saw the game against Vancouver, and I didn't see the other game. I saw their Can-Am game against Calgary, but I saw the game against Vancouver, and they did get the red card, but like it was already 2-0 down, and look, Vancouver looked like they were going to poke another one. They just once again, it's that's a brand new team, but they once again the whole like their whole seasons have not been good. So right now they just have to like get down and they just have to start grinding results, take it one game at a time. The main thing for everybody is that it's a brand new season. Like right now, the table doesn't mean nothing. It's just your next game, your
Yeah.
next game. And it's just like once you hit the 10 game mark, it's like, okay, this is how we have to play against certain teams. Once you've seen every team once, it's now okay. Now you can game plan. Now you have to game plan for these teams, low block and everything else. Um, so um it's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a good season in general. And even the attendance. I mean, even it's been raining Mother Nature's she's been on one. But
Yeah, she
even
hasn't
that,
been
like
kind to us.
no, no, no. But we still have like 4K across the board, 4K here and there. Even York, they hit 2,200. That was the longest in
Yeah.
like the biggest year. Yeah, York on another hand, we'll speak about them a little bit later. No, not really. We'll speak about them right now. They just need to find an identity. They have a whole new team, whole new players, but they have a lot of players that have been there for X amount of years. They just need to figure it out. They just seem disinterested. I saw the game against Forge, and after Forge scored the second one, and it just looked like they're gonna go, and then the ball just one where he just kind of like whether it was in or out, and then it was just like how many are they gonna concede, and then just they don't look like they have enough energy. And it's like now the fans are now responding. Now it's time to show literally on the football. You have a new team, new identity, everything else, but it's time to get results. Like it's time to get results. So we'll see with them, but they need to fix it up too.
They gotta figure something out. Got to figure out what way they want to play, whether that's hoofing it up top or whether that's playing with the ball or whatever. But they got to figure out something.
But they have Babuli, and he's a conductor. So just give him the ball, and if he turns around, they just need runners. They just need
Yeah.
runners. They did lose Dos Santos, who was a very key player off the wing, and it was looked like he was going to have a big season for them until he pulled up to the winning side. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've love for them, but it is what it is. Um, so yeah, so it's just like they just need to get Babuli more involved, and they need to figure out like down the wing, through the middle, how they're going to play. Like nowadays, like inverted right back. Heck yeah, now they're even doing inverted forward, inverted. People are talking about. I haven't seen an inverted center midfielder like Declan Rice. I saw something like that online. I said, "What's an inverted center midfielder?" I'm like, that
How
makes no
how are you an
sense.
inverted midfielder?
I'm telling you, like it's crazy, man. Ever since they put in like that X blue or whatever that is, so people are just trying to say
No,
crazy
they're just
stuff.
trying to
It
farm engagement.
said center mid, like inverted center midfield. I'm like, yo, that I've never heard that. But yeah, there's so many other stuff you could do, and like with the players, I even see with them, like there's so many like if you go to a back three and you overload the midfield, it changes the dynamic of the team. Once again, you can go inverted left back, let them come in when you're attacking, when they're defending, let them. I don't know, like stay out front. Like you just have to kind of change the way and like go at the team. I think York's one of those teams that just have to go at a team, get get some goals, get early goals, get the confidence up, and then just go on. Because Vancouver right now, Like, for example, they look like they're not going to lose. And it's all about the confidence. Like when Dye gets the ball, you know like something's gonna happen. Diaz comes, like you just feel like they've been playing together. Like for X amount, they look like they're favorites. Like how long they can sustain it, I think because they have some good players in the team. Diaz, winners, proven scores in position, so I think they might be able to sustain it. But yeah, like, York also needs to like step it up. But now
They need to
let's
figure
go
out how
to
to
it.
get the ball up to Brian Wright, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Let me tell you something. Brian Wright is one of those fox in the box strikers. Like, yeah, he can bang it from outside, but if you service him, you'll find himself in the right position. Like, that's why I'm just like, for example, like we just they just need to figure it out. Just get the ball in the box and get shots. You have people who can make shots, and you have people that can find a way to get a shot off. Just find the way to get them the ball. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, yeah. So now let's go to Atletico. So the first two games, I was eagerly trying to see how we were gonna set up.
Bro, I
I'm
had hope after that first game. I had hope,
no,
and
no.
then
I still think like we have
I
hope.
still think we can turn it. I think it was just a bad day at the office, but like it was flashbacks to last season.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I like kind of being like an Atletico fan, where it's just like kind of like you just kind of expect like defensive football, and like the signings we've made and like the players we've kept, that should kind of be the case, and we should just basically take it on them. And I'm like, we have Dos Santos, we have Antonoro, we have even Del Campo, we have Balu and Salter. So even though the first three people I mentioned, four people I mentioned, like they drift in and out of position, so we can even play with the false nine and Balu up front, uh, Dos Santos on left, even put Oli in the right, and have them interchangeable. Oli's best in the center, but with Sissoko, Aparicio, and Zapata, like it's kind of hard to try, put him, but we have to fit our best players. So if you play
Yeah,
that position, like he can come in the middle, play the false nine. Balu can go to the right. Dos Santos on the left. Once again, I don't know why coaches don't and players don't be interchanging, especially the wingers. Float inside, float outside. Because once they get the
yeah,
ball, if they have like four, because when we play with Sota up front or isolated striker, it's get the ball, hoof it up to him, and let him hold him up at the back. We need runners behind. So
bro,
when we get
exactly.
the ball, and if they're all
When we just
runners,
got when we just have Salter up top, even both of the center backs just stick on him the entire time. He can't bring the ball down because he's got two men on him. But if you change it up, you had the bit of fluidity through the attack. You got guys dropping inside. You got Salter running in behind or dropping deep. You got Ollie taking up the false nine. Like when you had that fluidity, the defenders can't track it as well, and that's when the spaces open up for the shots from 20 yards, the shots from 15 yards, the cutbacks. Like
exactly, there were periods of time, especially when Balu had it on the wing or when Dos Santos get it and he starts to, to drop a shoulder. And then you're like, okay, create space. And then it's like they're isolated because
yeah,
of the way we play, because we're so deep. So now it's like we have Zapata and we have Aparicio. So now it's like, do we need to sacrifice one of them to have maybe put Sissoko, someone who has a little more energy that can go up and down, and then have Ollie right as a number 10, right playing at the halfway line? Because Ollie's from the halfway line to outside of the box. That's his territory. He can drive past, hit the shot, get it in. Balu's in and out. Dos Santos is in and out. Like we have players that their main aims are in and out. So let's get that going fluidity, and then you bring us over to Del Campo. Because right now we're going back to our strikers are just doing cardio. Then once they get the one chance, like it's too much pressure because they only had one chance, and they know if they don't make this
exactly.
one chance,
You miss
that's
that
it.
one chance, and everyone remembers that.
That's it. And
But
then it's like, oh,
if you create like let's say even like a modest 2 to 3 chances a game, chances are you're going to score one of them.
exactly. And then once they have that confidence, like even if they have a game where they just have that one chance, you just know when it drops to them. Because like even Soto, he went on a run last time when he had like 3-4, had the penalty, and then he had a few goals. And it was just like him
Yeah,
being in the right position. And like Chris also playing right back. Him playing as a right winger would add so much with his pace and his power,
yeah,
and also defensive wise with his action. But now that we have to put him there, like I would say put in Brandon Roy and maybe like bring on Chris, or like we have to see. I would say I just wanna be like we can be set up how we are for the last game. I have no problem against Halifax. But if that's the case, then we just need to see something. Like we just need to be on the front foot. We have enough
Yeah,
players. We have the quality to be on the front foot, and we have the defensive midfielders to control the game. So I don't know whether it's still shakiness. So if so, they haven't really found, because it's only been 2 games. Once again, it's only 2 games this season, so we're not gonna go do code red. But once again, like the last game felt like a loss, and it's kind of like, guys, it's 4 points. We're unbeaten, but it's just like we had like flashbacks, as you said, of last season. So once
yeah,
again, we just go again this weekend. Just the first game, just win. Next game, win. Keep on winning, and we just keep going.
exactly. You take it one game at a time. You look at the game in front of you. You win that game. You keep it running.
100%, 100%. So yeah, that's just basically it, guys, for the first show. So it's gonna be a weekly show. We're gonna have guests of some of your favorite podcasts too, as well, of some of the other clubs too, as well. We're gonna have some fans too, as well. Um, some surprises as well here too. Maybe some photographers as well. You never know. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in for the first episode of our CPL show, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace. So you want to